Hey kindergarten, first grade leaders, this video is for November week 4. Hard to believe that Thanksgiving has come and gone and we are moving on to Christmas stuff starting next week. So I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. This is our last week of jam session where our life app is cooperation, working together to do more than you can do alone. And in week 1 we learned how the Israelites built the tabernacle and that God wants us to work together. Then in week 2, we learned how Joshua won the battle over the Amalekites, and our bottom line was work together to help someone succeed. Last week, we learned how some 4 friends, helped their friend who was paralyzed and brought him to Jesus, and our bottom line was work together to help someone in need. And this week, our story is from 1 Corinthians, where it talks about how the church is one body with many parts, and our bottom line is work together to point others to Jesus. So our memory verse for this week is 2 people are better than 1. They can help each other in everything they do. Ecclesiastes 4:9. And shout out to the kindergarten leaders. Trip knows his verse, so you guys are awesome. Thank you for helping the kids learn these verses. They are just so important. So jumping over to our leader guide, just please make sure that you're here at 8:30 and 10:30. We can't stress that enough. It's just so important that you're here and prepared when kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40, and it helps your main leaders to not stress out because they know you guys are here. And also it gives you a chance to huddle up and pray for each other and also pray for the kids that you'll be serving. When kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40, obviously you want to welcome all the kids, make sure you know everybody's name, ask about their Thanksgiving, maybe what their favorite foods were. Definitely help first-time guests to feel welcome. And then for the little icebreaker, what you're going to do is you're going to call out different things that could be done alone and or with others. So there's a whole bunch of ideas here, and you're just going to have the kids say, is this something that you would do alone or something that you would do together? So if the activity is something that can be done with others, you're going to have the kids huddle up in a group. And if it's something that can be done alone, you're going to tell the kids to separate and stand apart from each other. So some of the things can be done either alone or with a group. So whatever they choose, just tell them either one is okay. And you just want to move it quickly to keep that interest high. Sorry about my janky nail polish. All right, so then when service starts at 9 and 11, you're going to do an activity called body riddles. So you're going to use your dry erase board and marker. You have one on your cart. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a big lollipop head, so a head with a little stick torso, like a little stick figure. And then you're going to ask some of these little riddles. And when kids know each answer, you're going to tell them to give a silent cue. So if you know the answer, I want you guys to touch your nose. Or if you know the answer, I want you to pat the top of your head. And then you'll call on somebody that's doing that quietly to answer. And if they answer correctly, you're going to invite them to draw that body part on your little stick guy. So the game ends when your figure's complete. So then there's all these little riddles to draw onto your guy. So when you're done, you're just going to say, great job, guys. We're going to go to large group where we're going to hear why every part of the body is important. So then you'll head over to large group. This week we do not have a live storyteller, so you'll be watching a video, so just help your kids to engage in that. When you get back, you're going to do an activity called diced potatoes. So each kid is going to get one of these little potato cutouts, and you're going to split your group into 2 or 3, maybe like 3 kids in a group, and each group will get one of these little dice. So you have 3 dice on your cart, so you could potentially split your whole group into 3. So what kids are going to do, also along with this, they're going to have little stickers of body parts. They'll have stickers with eyes, stickers with little arms, stickers with feet, stickers with mouth, nose. I don't have those copied just yet as I'm making this video, sorry. But you will have all those stickers, so kids won't be drawing on their potato. They'll just be peeling off these stickers as they roll the body parts. So you'll help kids decide who goes first, maybe the youngest person or the person with that's the shortest, whatever. And then that player is going to roll the dice. And when that body part is rolled, it's then unlocked for the entire team. So all the kids are going to add that part to their body. So maybe if they roll, if they roll hands, there's 2 hands on here, so they'll put both their hands on their little guy. So the first kid is going to pass the cube to the next kid, and then that kid is going to roll it. And if they roll a body part that's already been unlocked, they just pass the dice to the next kid, and they're just going to keep rolling until the potato body has every part. And then you close by saying, so guys, wouldn't it be silly if our potatoes had all eyes or all ears or all noses? What would you think if you were all eyes or all ears or all noses? And then just kind of see what kids say to that and say, God made your body with 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, 1 mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs for a reason. That's how your body works best. So Paul said, just like your body works best when all the parts work together, God's church also works best when all the people work together to use their different gifts to point others to Jesus. So pointing others to Jesus means that we tell others what Jesus is like, and we show others what he's like through what we do. So how can people use the talents God has given them to work to point others to Jesus? So maybe people can fix things, some people can sing. You can talk about people run the computer, you have storytellers, you have small group leaders. Yes, and when we work together joyfully, others can see God's love through us. And that's the biggest, most important reason to cooperate. So here's the thing to remember. Work together to point others to Jesus. So then for your memory verse activity, you're going to need these little guys. So you'll have a little pair of people for every kid in your group. And first you're going to look up the verse Ecclesiastes 4:9 and practice saying it together. And then you're just going to kind of teasingly say, so is this verse about 2 porcupines or 2 slugs or 2 turkey sandwiches? No, what is the 2? Oh, 2 people. So why are 2 people better than 1? They can help each other. So what are some ways that people could help each other? And then let the kids talk about those ways. So then we already cut Joellen and Lisa, who are amazing, already cut all of those out for you guys so your kids don't have to do it. And what they're going to do is you're just going to encourage your kids to color the figures to look like themselves and a friend. And on the back, help kids draw or write a way that them and their friend could work together to tell others about Jesus. So maybe it's rake leaves or make cards or make a Christmas gift for a neighbor. So maybe it's just being nice and including a kid to play with them at school. And then have them take their little 2 people home just to remind them of the verse in the bottom line. And if time remains, just help kids practice that memory verse again with their motions. So you'll close that activity down by saying, so what does it mean to point others to Jesus? Yes, it means we tell others what Jesus is like and we show others what he's like. So what are some ways you and your friends can work together to point others to Jesus and let them tell you what they put? Great ideas. So this week, remember that 2 people are better than 1 because you can work together to point others to Jesus. So then to close down in prayer, you're going to lead kids in a quick series of commands. So they're going to put a hand to an elbow, a nose to a wrist, a finger to a nose, an elbow to a leg. And then you're going to have kids find a partner and have them do head to head, elbow to shoulder, and kind of these things as a partner. And then you'll end by saying, okay, put your bottom to the floor. And then you're going to say, so is each part of your body important? Absolutely. Your eyes are important, your ears are important, your nose is important, every finger and toe. Each and every bit of you is important. And just like every part of you is important, every person in the church is important too. Each person is important because God made us all different and he gave us all different skills and abilities, and we can use those things to point others to Jesus. So maybe you're a good listener, maybe you're a good helper or a good leader, or maybe a good encourager. Whatever part you play, it's important to work together to point others to Jesus, because when we work together, people can see God's love in us, and that's the biggest, most important reason to cooperate. So let's pray, and then you can just close down in prayer. And as adults arrive, tell kids to tell their parents why each person is important to God. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for leading each and every week. If you watched this video all the way through, make sure to tell your leader this week, and they'll have a little coupon for you to get something free from the cafe for this week. And also, we are having a free little brunch provided by Circle 7 Ranch this Sunday. So that will either be in the back hallway by the 1-year-old's room or in the detour room. That's to be determined. I'll let you guys know on Facebook when I know for sure, but be looking for that. Make sure to grab some food. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for serving, and we'll see you on Sunday.